Yaiba tells the story of an adventuring samurai named Yaiba Kuragane, who only knows the way of the samurai and little else. Yaiba lives with his father in the forest. One day, however, Yaiba was eating and a troop of gorillas came to attack. Yaiba and his father escape and are suddenly sent to Japan. Yaiba finds out that he is a legendary warrior and has to fight the evil of a demonic-looking high school student named Takashi Onimaru. Starting with the positives, Yaiba made me feel warm and fuzzy. I don't know what it is, but this show made me feel really nostalgic. I think it just has to do with the art style and the animation of the show being from 1993 that just made me feel warm and fuzzy like I was watching an old cartoon from my youth. I also really like the characters. Sure, they don't develop, and you can say that's a negative. However, I think these characters are fine, and for what this show was trying to be, it was trying to be a fun action show with some lighthearted humor. I think it succeeds very well. And these characters didn't need to develop. They just needed to be what they were. They needed to be characterized very well, and it succeeds. Our main man, Yaiba, is pretty much the same from beginning to end. The only differences are that he gets a new ability, and that's pretty much it. He's still a likable little samurai boy who likes to eat food. Nothing much there. And it didn't need to be any other thing. It just needed to be a fun action show. The animation to the show was pretty good. It's got that 90s aesthetic, and if you're into that, this show's up your alley. But I do really like the art style. Coming from Gosho Oyama, the creator of Detective Conan, you can definitely see that there's a lot of parallels between those two works, and a lot of this show carries over to Detective Conan, and he's got a pretty simple art style that I do think is effective for the works that he's trying to do. Pretty simple, kind of generic in some areas, but overall pretty effective. The only thing I'm mixed on is the music in the show. It fits nicely, but I don't really like it, and I thought the opening and the ending were kind of weak. And for a show that's 52 episodes, I kind of wish that they changed up the OPs and EDs. I thought it would have been nice. The only real negative I have with this show is probably the length. This show could have easily been 26 episodes, and you could have hit every single beat that this show had. And there was a lot of episodes that just felt like nothing, like they were just kind of dicking around for a while. And I don't know, by the time I got to like episode 30, I was just like, okay, let's wrap this thing up here. There's not much you can do with this. Just get the orbs, beat the big bad, and you're done. Overall, I did enjoy Yaiba. If I had to compare it to Detective Conan in any way, I kind of like Conan more just because I like those characters, and I like the world, and I like the murder mystery. But Yaiba is a really fun shonen show. It's kind of similar to Dragon Ball in the lightheartedness and the goofiness, but it's a fun show. And if you've ever come across it for any reason, definitely give it a try. Just make sure you watch it at 2 times speed because this show can drag quite a bit. And finally, Warp 8 recommends something that's actually good.